750-1310. There's now new protection for hockey players and athletes in other high-risk sports. Is Garmatex Technology, which is a leading inventor in intelligent fabric solutions, joined with Base 360 Inc. right here in Ottawa to create a new protective wear for the Canadian market. And to find out more about it, I'm pleased to be joined this morning by Ralph Loyens. He's the president of Base 360. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning, Ed. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. Well, I'm glad you could join us. How did this joint effort all come together?
Yeah, I mean, we had been working with our protective hockey apparel for some time and ran into the folks at Garmatex a few years back and really liked what they were doing with some of their new fiber technology. Everybody's looking for the moisture wicking, the performance fabric, and, you know, we were looking for a bit of a change as well, and they just had the right portfolio for us at the right time. And we worked with their group over the last few years and, you know, came up with something that's lighter and better than anything we've had before. So it's been fantastic for us.
What makes it so much different and better than what you were dealing with before?
Well, I mean, for hockey players, they always want the lightest product on their body. And when we talk about protection, because our hockey products protect those critical areas of the wrist and the forearm, you know, the back of the legs, around the Achilles, those areas that are susceptible to laceration from a skate. And when you start talking about protection and integrating Kevlar, people all of a sudden have that perception that it's going to be hot, it's going to be heavy. So our goal has always been to reduce the weight and get the fabrics thinner, get them stronger, but perform at the highest level. And we've gotten to that point where we're very excited about what we have now.
Yeah, and looking at some of the stuff here, I'm looking at that it's manufactured using something called recovery skin. What is recovery skin?
Yeah, that's just a fiber that they use, which is includes a little more spandex, so it's more of a compression fit. Keeps those muscles snug and warm. But the benefit for us, for our purposes, is the protection needs to stay where the areas for the hockey player are exposed. And if it's too loose fitting a garment, it's going to move, it's going to shift, and you'll lose that protection. So really when we went through this process, it was all about, you know, making it fit right for the player and making sure that the protection stayed where it needed to stay. So we, not only for hockey players, as you mentioned earlier, we also do the products for speed skaters who obviously are very high risk in their sport as well.
Is this for athletes of all ages and abilities, or are you just talking about like NHL players?
No, you know what? Our primary focus is the young kids. I mean, the NHL players, you know, they tend to be set in their ways, but for us, it's important that we really begin to change the mindset at the local hockey rinks through the minor hockey associations and with the parents, because it's really those kids that are coming up that are already wearing something, you know, whether it's a T-shirt or their pajamas when they're going to the rink. All we're saying is why not wear something that includes some protection? If you're wearing a base layer, wear something with some protection. But it's starting to resonate now at the higher levels of hockey as well. We've been very fortunate to be able to work with many of the NHL teams and directly with NHL players to wear our gear, as well as even at the NHL level. Many of the officials are now wearing our gear because they understand that these injuries can happen in an instant. And, you know, hindsight is 20/20, and you don't want to be that parent sitting in the stand saying, I should have had something for my son or daughter before they got cut on the ice.
Geez, in talking about Erik Karlsson today, it would have been nice to have that maybe 2 or 3 years ago for his...
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a couple of conversations with Erik since then. It's a busy hockey day on your program.
Oh, it's, yeah, no kidding. No kidding. How do you like the Karlsson deal?
You know what? I think it's a good move for the Senators. I think you've got a room full of great guys there. So, you know, he's here for the long term, and, you know, I think he'll get the support from the other players. You know, I've met Chris a couple times, and he'd stand up, and he'll do well as well to support the whole team.
How is this new product improved on what's on the market now?
Well, that's the interesting part is because our designs are patented and patent pending, we are the only ones that currently have this product. You know, we may not be the biggest in the industry, but we're the best at what we do. We really focus on cut protective apparel, and we worked hard over the last many years to get the product right, get it into the retail stores, and this year we established a really strong partnership with Canadian Tire, whereby they're carrying our Body Armor brand exclusively through their stores. And, the sense there was to establish kind of a cut protective apparel category within their stores. And it's resonated really well with their consumers, and we're really excited about what it's doing with them.
When I hear about this cut protective technology and fabrics, I hearken back to two things. We mentioned Eric Carlson. I also hearken back to Clint Millarchuk back in the 80s, and that was pretty gruesome. Is this something that parents have been demanding or calling for from manufacturers, that they want to see more protection?
It's interesting. I mean, I think with parents, a lot of it is you don't know what you don't know. I mean, it's such a marketing-driven industry, hockey is, especially with the protective apparel, the helmets, the shoulder pads, the knee pads. We hear about concussions all the time in hockey, and that's very important. The challenge there is it's very hard to stop a concussion or, a sprained knee or a shoulder. But what you can prevent are skate lacerations. And it's as simple as finding a base layer like ours that, enhances the areas that are exposed behind the shin pads and between the short glove cuff and the elbow pad. So for us, it's a lot of getting the message out there at a grassroots level, trying to inform parents and educate them that there are options for them. And for us, it's about retail presence as well. And the more that the parents can see us in the stores and have our stuff available, the more it'll become adopted and be part of that hockey equipment. Where currently it's, I'm just going to throw on whatever shirt or pants that I have without thinking that, there could be consequences. So we're really trying to change that mindset.
What kind of price point on the product?
They're priced, like any other performance material in the store. So, for a youth, you're looking anywhere from, say, 55 to an adult size you can get for 65. So it's really in that wheelhouse with all the other performance base layers. Because our thing is we want to give you a quality garment, but we want to make sure that the retail is, preferable for the parents, that, it becomes an option. And, Garmatex has been really important for us from that perspective, because they have allowed us that ability to manage our costs and manage it at the retail level. So, not only are we getting the protection from, our cut protection zones from the Kevlar, but we're also getting the performance material we need from the Garmatex product. So it's been a really good synergy.
All right. Well, Ralph, we wish you all the best with it, all right?
I thank you very much, and appreciate you having me on.
Anytime. Ralph Loyens is president of Base 360, and they, along with Garmatex Technologies, have created a new product in terms of, it's basically an undergarment for hockey players or other high-risk sports, speed skating being the one, as Ralph had pointed out, and it's to protect against those skate cuts, skate lacerations. It would have been nice to have that a couple of years ago.